Mic check. Mic check. Looks like it's working. That's good. All right. Okay. There we go. And where's the camera I want? Face cam. There we go. Hello. I just need to get my palette out. Quiet phone. Supposed to be on silent. All right. There we go. And there we go. There. No. There we go. I really need to find my I have a bottle of clove oil, but for the life of me I cannot find it, but I really need to. Literally it's getting to the point where like if I don't find it, I'm just gonna buy another one because I need it. All right. All right. Come on. There we go. I have to move my monitor a little more. Alrighty. There we go. So my assumption is that most of my painting is still wet. I haven't checked it, but I assume it's mostly still wet. Um I guess I can check now. This is going to be wet right here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, basically all of it. I'm sure there'll be some dry patches, but for the most part, all wet. So no oiling out today. I might have to get past some sticky paint, which I'm not a fan of, but you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. The question is, what do I need to focus on today? There's a lot of potential things to focus on. So let's see. Is that? Yeah, that's that. Okay. Oh, I already did some of these corrections. All right. Um, did that correction. Just checking my painting to my reference here. A lot of the corrections I already did. I forgot to take another photo and do that. Uh, okay. I see some places to focus on. All right. Cool. Come on. Let's start recording. All right, there we go. So yeah, okay. Gotta remember to keep my head out of the shot as much as I can. All right. I'm gonna start getting into some of the detail here a little bit. Trying to get in some of the detail and definition of her face and stuff. Uh, hey Laura, welcome. You told YouTube to notify me and it didn't. Yeah, YouTube sucks about that. I don't have a good answer. It just, that is a known issue with YouTube. Like, it happens all the time. You'll probably get a notification at some point, but it's just, it's not, timely enough. And it's very frustrating. Welcome. How are you doing tonight? But yeah, it's a frustrating aspect of streaming and being a viewer too, for that matter. Like, I've had it happen to me as a viewer. It's very annoying. That's one of the reasons that I always, post about it in Discord that I'm going to be when I'm going to be live. I I don't want to be annoying, so I don't post twice. I'm not like, hey, I'm going to be live in 2 hours, and then also post in 2 hours and be like, hey, I'm live now, because I feel like that would be annoying. But maybe I should start, or maybe I should give people a role who want that reminder, and then I can just do it to all those people. Dad says, I'm doing okay. The dogs bugged me all day. Had to go out for a walk and get away and have time to myself. Couldn't paint. That happens. That does happen. I I didn't get as much time to paint last week as I'd wanted because of work and stuff. So yeah, I know the struggle. I mean, I'm lucky I got some time in still, but like definitely it happens when there's no time. And that has absolutely happened. All right. I was at work all day. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like sometimes I come in with ideas or stuff I want to talk about. Not really having anything off the top of my head at the moment. There's a bunch of like real world drama that I'm trying to avoid because I just don't want to deal with that. Nothing personal directly, just, world stuff. And then there's some internet drama stuff, which is like, who really cares, honestly. Actually, I take that back. There is something I can talk about that I just remembered. So I was listening to someone, and I kind of skipped through because I didn't want to give them the view or the listen or whatever, you know. And I don't remember their name. And there is a chance, small chance, but a chance that I misunderstood what they were saying, and they were actually pro artists, although it did not sound like it. It sounded like they were pro AI art stuff. Um, this isn't going to be all AI rant for the record. It's going to touch on like what it means to be an artist in general. Because I feel like some people don't understand what that means. And this person is one of those people, in my opinion, because they were talking about like the difference between being proficient with like drawing or making art, and then the difference between that and actually like making art and stuff like that. And I feel like too many people have this idea where it's like, oh, if you can draw really well, and let's say all you do is, you know, fan art, then you know, have the skills to draw, but that's all you've got. Uh, if you want to make real art, it's from the soul or something, and that's where, you know, machines could never replicate and blah blah type of thing. And I'm just like, no, no one gets to talk. Like, you don't get to talk about like the question of like what real art is so subjective. It's so dumb to make that an argument. Just because you don't find fan art to be real art doesn't mean that someone can't make a piece that is like unbelievably moving, and it could be only moving to them. So I hate that, you know, that it's like a way of covering for AI art to be like, well, it can just replicate stuff, but like they'll never replace artists because artists make, you know, it's like I get the point, but it's kind of a it's so dismissive of like 99% of all artists that way. And it's such a gross way of dismissing most artists, in my opinion. So I don't like it. I don't think you need to make anything like necessarily profound with your art. Don't get me wrong, it'd be great if you could, but not everybody's going to. And what's profound to one person is going to be profound to another. So just make, so I feel like people should just make art that's personal to them if they can, and not worry about people saying it is or isn't art. And I'm also not going to be concerned about AI as far as whether or not what it makes is or isn't art. I'm first going to be concerned with whether or not it's exploitative or theft. And in my opinion, it is. So, not really concerned about the art part. Don't steal first. Then we'll talk about if you're making art with it. How about that? So yeah, so that was something I wanted to touch on a little, although clearly got through it real fast. But yeah, I don't know. the question of like what is art, um, like my opinion of that has changed so much over the years and is so much wider and more inclusive than it used to be. Um, and also less like judgy about it. I used to be way more judgy. And I think it's just one of those things where it's like, it's such a vague question. And I think it's really, in a lot of ways, not all that important because it is one of those things that's can be very personal. It can also be very context heavy. Um, it changes over time. Like it's just, there's so much that goes into it that I'm just kind of like, I don't care anymore. If you like it, great. Just make it from the heart. Don't worry about the rest. Some of my favorite artists love other artists that I look at and I'm like, God damn, what do they see in this? But they love it. And I'm just like, man, this stuff is I'm shocked because it's like they like things that I'm like, I don't like, I think doesn't look good. But you know, it speaks to them somehow. So cool. I am maybe more appreciative than most on skill. Like I really do appreciate like really skilled painters. It's not the only thing I appreciate, but it's definitely something I always appreciate. But, that's because I paint. And I think people who have proficiency in certain things appreciate the skill in said thing a lot more because they know how hard it is to get those things and how to achieve those results and so on. Like, and it's not just painting, anybody who's done any kinds of arts and crafts or basically anything that requires proficiency. That's another thing that I feel like people have been talking about a lot lately. And I feel like, people without a lot of knowledge are talking about things, um, around art. And it is frustrating. People think that they know a lot, and they usually don't. And I know art is very much like, if you like it, you like it. I've even said that here, but that's only for what you like and what speaks to you. That doesn't include all the things that doesn't include all the like nuances of what actually goes into making art. That doesn't include like knowing how difficult things can be or how easy or just any of the deep knowledge or understanding of all of those factors. And that is on the frustrating side when people are giving their opinions and you know they really don't know what they're talking about. And it's not even like a gatekeeping thing, and I want to make that clear because talk to anybody who has deep knowledge and understanding of any subject, and you can see there's a huge difference between someone who has a cursory understanding of it and someone who has like a deep, well-rounded understanding of all the nuances of a subject. And that's a big deal. Oh, but in art, a lot of times people are just like, oh, well, if I like it, I like it. And that's all there is to it. Like, no, that's not all there is to it. That's all there is to what speaks to you, but that's not all there is to it altogether. Anyways, I don't know. That's what I got for that, at least for now. Yeah, the painting's pretty tacky, unfortunately. It's very frustrating to paint on right now. I almost clicked on stop streaming. Real glad I didn't do that. Uh, the record button and the stream button are side by side, and my little wireless mouse isn't the most accurate in the world. Uh, Laura says, I don't know why mine is taking forever to dry up a bit. Why your painting's taking forever? You probably, I mean, there's a few things that can determine that. If you used up a lot of, if you used a lot of medium of any kind, that's slow drying medium, depending on what mediums you put in. If it's very cold, it'll be slower. If it's very humid, it'll be slower. Those are you. If you painted very thick, it'll be slower. Yeah, those are usually the main ones. So also, if your surface is what's it called? Non-absorbent, it'll be slower. That too. So I don't know if that's helpful, but yeah, those are all things that will slow it down. I think he used a bit of oil to help spread the paint in the background. Uh, uh, you bet a fingerprint when you tested it today. Unfortunately, I can't see what it says underneath the stupid heart. I hate that thing so much. It's the stupid heart that YouTube has. I loathe that thing. But yeah, the if you used like I said, it just kind of depends on how much you used of it, all of that stuff. Also, the paints that you have can, some paints dry a little slower, some dry a little faster. Also, the pigments you used, I forgot to mention that. The pigments you used will also be will determine it a lot. So earth tones tend to dry a lot faster than some of the more synthetic colors. There's also a huge difference between like wet to the touch and, tacky to paint on kind of thing. Like what I'm working on right now is completely wet to the touch, but under the brush, I can feel all the drag that I'm getting from the drying paint. So those two things are very, very different. Like if I used my finger, I could probably smear off like, almost all the paint. If I like put my thumb into it and just smushed, like it'd take it off, but it still would I still feel the drag on my brush. My painting and my paints have been setting a lot faster than normal lately because um I've been leaving my palette out, and my palette is actually like some of the paint on my palette is a little stiffer and tackier than normal. Um, yeah, so that like speeds up the drawing time. I don't think that's a good system. It's more like I did that out of laziness and optimism, where I'm like, oh, I'm going to paint later. I'll leave my paint out because I'm going to paint later. So I might as well just leave it out. And then I don't. But that's why I said. If you left yours out, you'd have a cat all in it. He prances on my surfaces. Yeah. No, it's not a good idea to leave your palette out like I have been. I'm just saying. Corey, uh, that's one way to force yourself to get to it. LOL. Gotta paint or it goes to waste. Yeah, absolutely. How you doing, Corey? Also, I think my painting's been setting faster because my computer is trying to cook me in my room. So it's extra hot in here. So there's that too. Doing well. You can call me Finny. How have you been, Finny? Uh, wait, I swear I know that name. My brain is not working very well. I'm really bad with names, so like I, where do I know you from, Corey or Finny? My brain is not doing its job right now. Ah, pink epoxy screw. Okay, okay. Thank you. My brain is, it is what it is. Good to see you. It's been forever. And I miss Pinky. Pink Epoxy, for those who don't know, was a streamer on Twitch. She's a painter, really great painter, and a really good streamer. Well, I don't know if I'd call her a good streamer, but she was a really good person. I really liked her. I don't know if I'd say good streamer, but she's a good painter. I do miss her. She built quite the community too. Yeah, she was one of the first communities I became a part of on Twitch. Um, really, really cool community for the most part. Some good times for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I should come back to streaming, but sometimes that's just not in the cards. Yeah, that's how I met Don Lee. That's how I met I mentioned Don Lee because he comes in this stream a lot. That's how I met Don Lee. That's how I met Visual Nomad. She doesn't come into my stream much, but you know. Yeah, a lot of people in the Twitch community, in the art Twitch community, I should say. Happy to see you streaming. I've caught a couple here and there. Oh, thank you so much, Corey. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've been keeping a pretty regular schedule since August of last year. It's like the best what's it called? The most consistent I've ever been. So I'm happy about that. So yeah. I know it's not like the biggest achievement in the world, but still, you know, I'm still pretty happy with it. That's tough to do. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Now my next thing is I keep talking about it, but I'm working on trying to turn all my footage into YouTube videos. I'm actually in the middle of editing one right now. First one's going to be trash. Like it is not going to be good or special, but I want to start just pumping out the you know, the low effort ones first as I kind of get my feet wet. Um, so I'm working on that. And the reason I say trash is because like I've got a good filming setup now, but I did not for a long, long time. So a lot of my footage like bounces around a ton. Yeah. So that's what I mean. I'm not talking about the painting, more the footage than anything else. But you know, start getting it out there and slowly start coming out with videos. Well, LOL, I see your tactic: lead with low expectations and then surprise with good ones. It, kind of just kind of get it out first, you know, get started and then slowly build up those muscles. Cuz I tried to film um I tried to I tried to record myself for a YouTube video and it did not go well. Um I wanted to do like a talking head video kind of thing about a particular subject, and it didn't go well. So I've given up on that, and I'm going to focus on things that I am good at. You know, um, even though that was a subject I'm really knowledgeable about, I just couldn't. I couldn't pull it off. You know, so it's fine. It is what it is. A lot of people just narrate over video and uh, narrate over a video they've already done. Yeah, that's definitely going to be part of it. I swear, in the beginning, I don't know how much narration I'm going to do. I'm going to put out like a couple videos, probably with just music, as like just the first ones to kind of clear the chamber and get things out. And then as I get my my workflow down, I'll start adding more to it. Because I figured out, I did need to do a video about this though. I did figure out like a workflow, but it's very convoluted, unfortunately. Because it's like, I have to take my videos, then I have to run them through this program. Then I have to take those videos that I run through this program and then run them through another program to change the type of video file that they are. Then I need to bring it into my video editing program and then put them all together. And then, it's like this whole process. It's not simple or easy, But surprisingly, that's actually easier than manually doing a lot of the things. And like I said, especially with the new camera setup. Excuse me. Hold on. Allergy shots on Friday. This is just my normal allergies, unfortunately. Yeah. Thank you. Where's the program that will put them in the programs for you? Right? It's so frustrating. Okay. Let me vent for just a second, please. I apologize, but I'm just going to vent for 1 second. Let me just take a sip. Okay. So, with video editing programs, okay, is so frustrating. It is unbelievably frustrating and stupid. One of the big things now is text-based video editing. So what it does is they transcribe your video and then you can edit based off of the text and it, edits the video appropriately. Cool, right? That's like awesome. I think that's a great thing. But for people who aren't talking the whole time, not super useful, right? The thing with painting is there's a lot of dead air. There's a lot of time, like right now, when nothing's happening on the painting. Or if I'm over here mixing a lot, I don't necessarily want to have all that mixing. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But good chance I don't want to have all that mixing in the painting, right? So even though these programs can track movement and everything, like DaVinci Resolve can literally track objects and faces and points in a shot and move everything appropriately and anchor things to it and do all this complicated things. It can't edit based off of movement. It's like the dumbest thing ever. Why can't I take the footage of this, draw a square around my painting and say, whenever there's no movement here, cut. Why can't I do that in any video editing program? I found a program that I can do that with. I have to run that program using command prompt and text commands to make it work. And then it outputs video files in a format that I can't use, so I have to convert that format. right? That sounds like some basic stuff. It is some basic stuff because they already have motion tracking. Like they already have all this like motion tracking built into the program, right? Like they literally can track a face. Like if like the way this camera is moving right now, if I just recorded the whole video, it could do this easy. But God forbid you can edit. So now I have to take all those clips that this other program output and that I converted, bring those into my video editing program. And God forbid, you know, there's something that it missed or messed up or whatever. I don't have the control that I would have had it been in the video editing program to begin with. Because if you take a video clip in DaVinci Resolve and you cut it, right? If let's say you want to add back a couple seconds or, you know, a minute, you can like that footage isn't gone, right? It's you know, the file's still there, so you can just add that on. But once you run it through these multiple programs, yeah, you can't do anything with it. So it's a huge pain, huge pain. That and my other huge issue with these video editing programs is time lapses. So I think I've talked about this before, but when you do a time lapse, the way that the video editing programs make a time lapse is you just speed up the footage, right? So you say, okay, I'll speed up the footage by 1,000 times and it's a time lapse, right? But these stupid programs, when you do that, they still try and render out all those, you know, extra frames. So if suddenly, if your footage was 30 frames a second, now it's, you know, 3,000 frames a second, and it's still trying to play all those frames when you hit the play button to edit it. And you're just like, your computer, and my computer just like dies. It just, you know, it's like, oh, I can't possibly handle this. And just like stops. It's like, why would you, like, what is this system here? Like, this is so dumb. It is so dumb. There are ways around it, but it is so ridiculously complicated to get around it, right? So the ways around it are to either in a separate program process the video and like take out frames, essentially drop a bunch of frames so that it becomes a time, you know, like a time lapse. Or if you do it in the program, you can tell it to like process the video, to like render the video. The only problem is, it takes forever because it needs to like re-render the whole video, that whole section of video. Or, well, actually, no, it does need to do that. But the other issue, so that's one issue, it's slow. And then, God forbid, you have to make a single change. You have to re-render it again. Like, I mean, you can cut, that's not a problem. But if you have to change, if you have to tweak the speed at all, yeah, you have to re-render the whole thing. It's just like, oh my God, why is this so dumb? Like, I don't understand why this is so stupid. It's infuriating. Anyways, let's see. It is 9:27. Okay. I have to take a short break. So I am going to put up my rarely seen be right back screen. And I'm going to do that real quick. Sorry for the midstream break. I need a refill and so on. So Oh no. This your bathroom uh door fell off? That's crazy. Hurry back, you want more rand. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm just these programs are just so stupid and so frustrating. And like none of them speak to each other. What the heck? I bet it was a wild surprise. Yeah, I can't. I'm curious how your bathroom door fell off. I have to say, I am a bit curious about that. I've actually been thinking about cutting uh, wedges in my door on the corners so that my I can create a little flap for my cats. I don't think I have the tools to do that, but I'm kind of tempted to do that. Well, the door hinge was getting loose. The screws were coming out the top. You'd have to lift the door to close it, but one day it just fell off and put a curtain for a week. I hear that. I feel that. We have one of our sinks keeps getting clogged, and it's I don't know why it keeps getting clogged, but it's the sink that the air condition drains to. So, um, so when it's hot, I can't like you know like I can't do anything because the air condition's running but it fills up with water because of that. We basically stopped using the sink and just like I'm just waiting for it to get cold again so I can take it apart. You were fed up with it. You had three dogs and a cat in the bathroom with you today. Yeah, I don't know. The cats like to join you. Like the cats always like to join me in the bathroom. I don't usually let them because they have a tendency to want to just get into everything. For some reason, Dresden likes to eat my toothbrush, so I don't let him in there. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, he always goes for my toothbrush. Anyways, just trying to mimic his dad. No, I don't know. I wonder if he likes the flavor of the toothpaste or something. Your cat just eats the toilet paper. Yeah. No, Dresden will eat the he won't he doesn't eat. Okay, so he doesn't eat toilet paper exactly. He loves paper towels. He eats paper towels. So if or napkins. So if like I eat dinner and I leave a napkin on the table or something, he'll go eat that. Um, One of the cats sleeps on the bathroom mat. That's cute. Dresden will also eat any string that he comes across. So I have a pair of shorts that used to have a drawstring, like for the, for the shorts, that's gone. If Michelle leaves a, what's it called? What are they called? A top with a string. Oh, I don't know what they're called. A strap. That's gone. Uh, God forbid you leave a hoodie with the drawstring. That's gone. Yeah, all that stuff. He just eats it. And and he also loves those damn dryer sheets. Yeah, if he gets a hold of those, he eats them too. I, yeah. Yep. And he's not the only one. Our other cat, Winnie, she if she's hungry, she'll eat carpet. And if we leave styrofoam out, she'll eat that. I don't know what the heck is wrong with these stupid cats. No way dryer sheets could be toxic. Yeah, I know. I don't let them, and I'm cautious about it. But yeah, he likes. I think it's only the used dryer sheets. He's never gone for the box of new ones. Um, but yeah, he likes the dryer sheets. And yeah, I'm constantly watching him, constantly trying to make sure he doesn't eat something he's not supposed to. But he doesn't make it easy. Cats and dogs though are dumb. They'll just eat toxic shit all the time. Like they're not bright. Gotta love the dummies. Yeah, seriously. Wizard has gotten into some things. There have been a couple times we come downstairs to find that he has had some. He has had the runs during the night and couldn't get out, so he just went where he could. That's always fun. You gotta head to bed. No worries, Corey. It's good to see you. Good hanging with you. Love the colors in this one so far. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it was good seeing you. You too. Hope you have a good one. Have a good night. By the way, in case you don't know, I stream Wednesday night and Sunday as well. So I'll be Sunday day. So I'll be around. Hopefully, more convenient hours for you, at least on Sundays. I know these hours are late. I just work. You know, so end of sentence. I just work. I have a job. But yeah, all that programming stuff has been killing me lately. I've been trying to learn all this stuff. I almost started learning Python just so I could learn how to like possibly automate some of this stuff and so on. It's been crazy. I did put a message in the one of the forums, like just being like, guys, get this shit together. I doubt anybody will care, but like, oh my god, the first whoever like I'm using DaVinci Resolve right now because it's free. But if what's it called? If Premiere came out with a good feature like this, I'd switch. Even if I had to pay for it, I'd probably switch just because of how much easier it would make my life. Although I really hate Adobe, to be honest. Not a fan of Adobe. I wish I could afford an editor. That would be like amazing. I can't. No part of me can justify that expense. But I wish. Saw this video today about um, about a cruise that all these like TikTokers are on, and that stuff doesn't really matter. I don't really care. But it was interesting. It was like a 9 month cruise or something like that, and that just seems insane to me to like go on a cruise that long. But yeah, it's like 9 months and like between I think it was between like 60 to $100,000. It's crazy. So I will say this about this painting is a little different than a lot of the paintings I've done recently, because I feel like normally when I paint, I have kind of an idea of like when I do paintings that have unique color, I don't want to say issues, but limitations or setups or whatever, like this one does. I usually have a better kind of idea in advance of what I need to do or what I'm going to do or how I'm going to handle it. Um, this one, I'm definitely playing it more by ear because I didn't want to create I didn't want to create like rules like I often do. Um, you know, I wanted the colors to mix more, but yeah, it's definitely more challenging because of that. Like I think one thing I am doing is I'm definitely using more red or more of the rose color in areas that I consider to be like warmer in the um on the face or on the body, places where like we tend to see more of the blood through the skin, nose, ears, knuckles, fingers, stuff like that. I'm definitely doing a bit of that. But I don't want it to be the only time I use the red. It just felt like a very natural choice to do. It is possible to do it without that, but it is very much like an obvious go-to. The nose definitely is going to need some work. I can already tell. Just about had a cat disaster. Oh no. Is everything okay at least? What happened? You're going to have to remove the shelf unit from the living room? Oh no. Oh, she climbed on a wooden art supply shelves again, dropped her mineral spirits on the floor, can of spray varnish on the floor. Oh no. She almost toppled the whole thing. Oh, jeez. Yeah. If you can anchor it, that might be another solution, but yeah. Yeah, literally every shelving unit uh in in the house is anchored to the wall here because of that exact reason. You have it tied with yarn to a hook in the wall, but still wobbles like crazy. She climbs it and still knocks stuff off. Yeah, no, I get that. No, everything here is hard anchored to the wall. So like it everything's screwed in with a bracket, with a metal bracket into one of the studs of the wall behind it. Uh, yeah. But yeah, they can still knock stuff off of it, of course, which can still be a big problem. Absolutely. And you don't want mineral spirit getting knocked everywhere or varnish and all that stuff. I totally understand that. Oh. You have a dresser in your bedroom that holds our linens and stuff. So you'll move that out of the living room and move that shelving unit to the room. It'll give you opportunity to go through old supplies. Okay. Yeah. Glass half full, you know. It's a pain in the butt, but at least you get to go through everything and clean it out a bit. That's good. Time to stretch my back for a second. Oh. I wish I could pop my back like the chiropractor does. Like they do that thing where they like your upper back, like in between your shoulder blades, you like pop that part. I can kind of do it to myself, but not nearly as good. I have like a thing to massage my back, which is nice, like one of those, hook thingies that lets you massage your back, but it's just not the same. Yeah, one time I left Dresden alone in my room, and I come back and my my chat with I was messaging with one of my directors, and there was like a bunch of gibberish written in it, and my director's like, you don't happen to have cats, do you? I'm like, yeah. Little fucker jumped on my desk, ran over my keyboard, and destroyed a cable adapter. You know, like they do. Two pre-lit Xmas trees, laptop fried, countless charging cords, two $100 gaming headsets, about three mice, etc. Yeah, one cat was the culprit. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot for one cat. CPAP hoses, they cost about 75 each. Yeah. Uh, I too have sleep apnea, but I do not use the CPAP machine. I cannot tolerate them. They suck. Earbuds, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. Little fur balls can cause. That's why, like I said, I do not leave. Well, okay, I occasionally leave Dresden alone in my room, but short periods. I never leave my room unattended for a long time. Like sometimes if I'm like just running to the bathroom or, you know, get a drink or something. But yeah. You keep all your cords in plastic bags now? Yeah, that's smart. One of the cats likes to nibble on the corners of monitors. Surprised he hasn't destroyed or cracked one. Oh, jeez. I've seen video of that happen. Yeah, that absolutely can happen. I don't even let them nibble on my phones. One of the cats likes to nibble on my phone. You've had canvas corners chewed? Ugh. Yeah. Oh, my audio on Twitch went out? Is it is it still out by any chance? Or is it back? Um it's back. Okay. Weird. But thank you. I do appreciate you letting me know. So I don't know if this interests anybody, so I apologize if it doesn't. Um, and but Twitch is planning on doing this. This they're running this program right now. It's in beta, to try and make streaming on Twitch better, right? And it's like I'm kind of torn because in one way it is better for streamers, but in another way it's worse, and I'm kind of torn about the whole thing. So what they're going to do is, right now the way it works is when when you stream to Twitch, you send them a video, whatever video you send them. They take that video and they turn it into, they retranscode it into different qualities and so on. And they save a lot of that processing only for their like premier partners or whatever they call them. And everybody else just gets kind of shafted on that, and just like you get what you get kind of thing. But what that can mean is like if I stream 1080p, they might not actually transcode it to a lower bit rate. So if someone is watching on their phone and they have limited internet access, they might not want to watch my streams. YouTube does it all automatically, kind of thing. But Twitch is going to they're doing a pilot program right now where you can essentially send Twitch, multiple video feeds at different qualities so that they can output that to the viewers, and so they don't have to do all the encoding themselves, which, it's like, okay, that's kind of cool that you give the streamers the option, but at the same time, it's like, now my computer has to do 3 times the work kind of thing. And I'm just kind of like, what? Isn't that your job? Like, what are you bringing to the table at this point? Like, I don't know. Like, I know that they have financial issues, so they're trying to like reduce their overhead, but yeah, that was it. I was thinking some PCs won't be able to handle that, and there'll be lag, especially gamers. Oh, for sure, 100%. And especially small streamers who need it the most. And so I don't get it. Hold on just a second. Good night. Love you too. Thank you. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn about it. Like, it's kind of cool, but also, and I do understand they're really trying to reduce overhead because they are not profitable. But I don't know. It feels a little, it does feel like that's kind of their job. They're going to lose people to YouTube and Kick. They already are losing people to YouTube and Kick, but they're still number one. The reality though, okay, here's the reality though, right? They don't actually need to make a profit necessarily, right? Like, that's the thing that a lot of people don't, realize. Obviously, every company wants to make a profit, but when you think about it, they're part of Amazon, right? And they contribute a lot to the overall marketing and everything of you know, of Amazon. So even though they might not make money directly, uh, it brings a lot of opportunities. People don't want to move and risk the communities. Absolutely. And there's definitely cultural differences between the different streaming services, which contribute to all of that, like people not wanting to move and so on. But, there is a limit to that too, right? I mean, the fact that I can stream in 4K on YouTube, you know, um, is kind of crazy. The main thing is the delay and the chat services on YouTube just aren't as good. That's one of the main issues. And of course, what's it called? Kick feels icky, you know. Kick is very icky. Yeah, yeah. Kick feels very icky, and not to mention some of the other ones. What is it? Rumble, I think, or whatever. Like, those are even worse, which is shocking that they can be worse. But yeah. For anyone who's curious, the reason that Kick is icky is because, well, Kick gives the most back to the streamers, so you would think that's the coolest, they're the coolest. They're essentially funded by online crypto gambling. It's all just a funnel for that. That's why they can give those great returns. Yeah, that's why. So it feels kind of icky when you know that. They had less restrictions about nudity and stuff. Female streamers were being harassed badly by some male users, I bet. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm as an artist, some of the like nudity and issues that I think are too restrictive, but um, you know that's that's the way it is, unfortunately. I think Twitch tried to be more lenient with that, but shut it down quickly. Yeah, they did. They recently did, and that did not go well for them. Uh, People really took advantage of that and went too a little crazy with it. It's just frustrating. It's because it's like, okay, like the most basic thing, okay, figure drawing, nude figure drawing, nothing, just the nude figure, like learning anatomy, like the most basic art thing you can't do on Twitch. Um, yeah, don't think actually on YouTube you can, but uh, it can cause a ton of problems even on YouTube. So, and it's unfortunate because it's like, whatever you want to say, we all have bodies, and this isn't like sexualized anything. It's just learning anatomy. Don Lee, well said. Also, hello. Hey, Don Lee, good to see you. Yeah, right. It's unfortunate that they're so strict about some of that stuff. Like, I get it. I do kind of get it. When they tried to be lenient, suddenly everybody took advantage of it and went crazy. But, you know, how you been, Don Lee? Sorry I couldn't make it to movie night, by the way. I did want to. Um, I had a wait, it was Saturday? Yeah, I had a migraine that day and I was not doing well. Yeah, my weekend was a bit on the rough side, unfortunately, because of that. Uh, Des says the provocative anime girls were worse than figure drawing streams. Are worse than figure drawing streams. Absolutely. Well, yes. Don Lee says also, I don't know how you're feeling about it, but I really like how your complementary colors painting is coming out. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's it's coming along nicely, I think. Yeah. Her face needs some work, clearly, but yeah, I think it's starting to kind of take shape. Her hand needs some work too, but all in due time. Yeah, the anime streamers, I'll yeah, they went a little crazy with that. What did you watch for movie night, by the way, Donnelly? I'm curious. MI7? I haven't heard of that. Was it good? Did you like it? On a side note, two side notes. One, I've been hearing a lot of things about Godzilla. What is it? -1. I don't know if anyone here has seen it or not. Just curious. And then the other thing, um, has anybody here seen the show Dark? It's a German show. Yes. Okay. You saw Dark, Des. Okay, here's my question. Um, if I were to watch Dark, you and your daughter binged it. Okay. So here's the question. How bad would it watching the dubbed version be? That's the question. Because it's otherwise I have to deal with subtitles. You think you watched it dubbed and were impressed? Let me check with her. Okay. Godzilla -1, you've heard it's pretty great. I've heard that too. I'll be honest, I'm generally speaking not the biggest like Godzilla fan in the world. And I don't like hate the Godzilla movies. But generally speaking, a lot of them are, not that great. Does says okay. She says we started watching the subtitled but switched to dubbed and it was much better. Okay, all right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate the input. Awesome. Good to know. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's so interesting how like I'm doing this painting, and it's got all these colors in it and everything. And then as soon as I start putting in like even stronger colors, the the whole scale of the painting kind of changes. Oh, that's true. That's true. I do have a Godzilla life a life size, my size, not actual life size. But that is true. I do have a large Godzilla in my room. I hate painting glasses on people. It's so frustrating. So this painting, like I said, it's complementary colors and so on. Um, and so far, it's been a pretty gray, purplish painting. I mean, obviously there's green here as well, but pretty muted colors. Um, and while a lot of the painting is going to stay that way, not everything is going to stay that way. The idea is to set it up so that when I do drop in the strong pops of color, they're exactly that strong pops of color. And I'm going to keep playing off the contrast of the two colors. My brush is too dirty to mix that color right now. Literally can't mix it. It keeps getting dirty. Obviously, the face still needs some work, but you know, at least you can kind of see where it's going now. Unfortunately, this is a digital zoom, so the quality is not the best, but yeah. I am avoiding doing too much red in her on her lips. I just don't want it to look like she's wearing like really strong red lipstick. I don't mind a little more red in her lips than in other places, but I don't want it to look like strong lipstick. So the lips and nose are such complicated areas on the body because they like fold in on themselves multiple times in different locations. Very complicated. But if you are having issues with the lips or the nose, it's um, it's good to think about it like that, like which parts overlap the other parts of said you know form, and that can help if you're having trouble with it. probably only going to keep going for about 20 minutes tops. And my back is starting to complain a bit. And honestly, it's been kind of a long day anyways. I did I did do 8 hours of storyboarding prior to this, so yeah. I do want to get this done. Yeah, long day. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have a deadline for Friday, so I have a lot to do. And then this is kind of a side thing, but I want to there's someone I want to get together for kind of like a lunch lunch get together, and I can't really pull that off if I'm too busy at work, so I have to like try and get enough done so I can justify going out for a a lunch thing. One of the things I try to do a good job of in my paintings, and to varying degree of success, of course, depending on the painting, um, I try and do a balance between like all my hard edges and like very soft, um, lost edges or just soft edges in general. Because those soft edges, those like very like not just soft, those really lost edges are and smooth edges are kind of how you get more atmosphere in your painting uh, in general, I think. Uh, but, you know, personally, I don't want a painting with nothing but lost edges because that feels kind of smeared and like, I don't know. I've seen paintings like that. Like they can be really cool looking, but not for me. I like, I think the problem is I actually like, I enjoy painting all the like edges and the, all the planes of everything. And I like doing that too much to do the whole thing like super soft. So it is definitely a very like delicate thing to maneuver through. And like I said, I know I don't always get it right, but the intention's there and the attempt is there. Whether or not it's always successful is not always the point. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of falling into the trope here of like this. The darks are green, the lights are, pink. But here I'm not doing that. So I'm trying to like pick my battles in certain areas of where I'm going to do more or less of that kind of thing. I do want to get that like, you know, blush in the nose. So I am playing that up a bit. And then at the very end, I do plan, I'm not going to get to it today. Hopefully, I'll get to it on Wednesday. I do plan on going in with some thicker paint and like in especially these areas, going in with some much thicker paint and, you know, adding to it that way. I mean, you can already kind of see some of that happening here, but I'm going to go in more. So I had this idea of having like reality um, kind of breaking apart. And that's kind of what's happening here in the back of her head, basically. Not that it's meant to be a commentary necessarily on the back of her head. It's it's more just that I want, I want to paint a face and I still want to get that concept across. So, I actually think this concept's gonna turn into a series of paintings, actually. Uh, I think I'm actually going to incorporate it into some of the other series I'm currently working on, just kind of combine them. So might make it into like a series and a half or something. I don't know how that works exactly, but whatever. I'm not overly concerned with that. I'm more concerned with just getting the ideas out there. Hey, Donnelly, are you still here by any chance? If you are, I was just curious, what have you been working on lately? I missed your last stream. I shared it, but I couldn't make it. Um, so I was just curious what you've been working on. Did a portrait caricature? Ooh, nice. Just a sec. Just so you know, it will probably not go through on uh on YouTube. You want to hear something messed up? Okay, this is so messed up. I don't know why this happens, but I mod for another YouTuber, right? And in that YouTuber's mod channel, or in that YouTuber's live streams, when someone writes a message and it gets caught by the auto mod, I see it. And I have a little thing that lets me approve or approve the message to let it go through or just let it stay caught by the auto mod. Guess what I don't get in my own streams? If you guessed that little feature, you are correct. That's weird. Yeah, it's very strange. I can still ban people and stuff like that, but I can't like approve messages or not. Like if they get caught, they get caught and tough. You mod for a bunch of Twitch streamers and that comes up? What do you mean that comes up? Maybe you don't have your mod settings right on your own YouTube? I think I have it set right. I don't know. I went in and made sure that like it has a thing to let me approve messages and so on. Oh, Twitch has that too. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. So one of the things I definitely want to be careful about in this painting is I don't want to overdo I don't want to overwork it. I like a lot of these like brushy brush strokes that are everywhere. And I don't want to, get rid of all of them. So here you can see, some of it. I love all those brush marks and I don't want to lose a lot of them. Even ones that don't like have a purpose or whatever. Like right here, there's like these marks. I love that stuff. I want to keep a lot of it. So I have to be careful not to overwork it as I go through it. Anyways, I think I've reached the end of the stream though. I'll be back on Wednesday. I stream 3 times a week. So right now it's Monday night, Wednesday night, and Sunday day. This is all Texas time. So, yeah. I'll be finishing this up on Wednesday, probably. I can't. Yeah, it's due Saturday. So, limited on time there. But yeah, I think it's coming out pretty good. Yeah, that's all I got for now. I'm fading. I'm tired. Anyways, thank you all for stopping by. Des, thank you very much. Don Lee, thank you. By the way, check out Don Leo on Twitch. He streams. It's Don Lee _O with 3 H's. Yeah. Have a good night. See you Wednesday. Oh, thanks, Des. You too. Have a good night. He's also on Instagram. Yes. I'm on Instagram. Don Lee's on Instagram. Everyone's on Instagram. All right. I'm out of it now. All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Have a good night. I will see you around. Oh, Donley just posted what he was working on. Oh, that's cool. Anyone who's on YouTube here, you can check it out too. No worries, Donley. Yeah, well, let me let's see if this works. No, doesn't work. All right. Have a good one, everybody. And real cool drawing, Donley, by the way.